The tension and the emotion etched on the players' faces. It's a tense moment as well for Brian Lewis. He started this series. He will finish it off as referee. The linesmen are Ray Scapanello and Bob Hodges. Goaltending has been a key in the series and likely will be again tonight. 23-year-old Calgary native Mike Vernon starts in goal for the Flames, and what a series he has had. And once again for the Oilers, it's Grant Fuhr, the first star on Monday in Game 6 with a career record of 32 playoff wins.
Well, watching Grant Fuhr today playing ping pong in the Oiler dressing room, there was absolutely no tension, no fear, as he just went about his daily routine. He thrives on pressure, and he's ready to do battle again with Vernon, similar to what they did in junior hockey.
The veteran line of Risebrough, McDonald, and Tonelli out there opposing Krushelnyski, Anderson, and Gretzky. Glenn Sather did some line juggling for Game 6. It paid off. He's sticking with the same alignment tonight. Krushelnyski in across the line. Dodges a check but goes down against Al McInnes. Lanny McDonald back at his own goal. Ahead to Risebrough. Breaking out with Poplinski. Poplinski went in deep, but Risebrough had it knocked off his stick. Back comes Gretzky. He has Anderson with him. Gretzky across the line had difficulty controlling it. He circles back into the center ice area. For Coffey to Anderson. Anderson cutting for the net, tried to go around McInnes out front and deflected wide by Mike Krushelnyski. The Flames come back, led by Lanny McDonald. McDonald with a shot, and Fuhr got just a piece of that with his goal stick to deflect it to the corner. Messier dodges a check at center ice. In across the line, a shot goes off a leg to the corner. Nick Fotiu, who did not dress the other night, in the lineup tonight. He handles the puck in front of that Calgary net and starts out for the Flames. Long shot off the glass, going into the corner to pick it up. Esa Tikkanen dropping it to the boards to Randy Gregg. Gregg to Jari Kurri. He couldn't go anywhere with it. Broken up by the Flames and shot back into the Edmonton zone. Otto battles with Lowe. The two of them go down in the corner. Randy Gregg falls as well. Tikkanen tries to play it around on the boards. Kept in by Suter. Suter trying to center it. It goes off the side of the net. Suter had really pinched in deep from his blue line position to keep that puck in the Edmonton zone. This game starting off at a feverish pitch, much like the preceding 6. An unbelievable series. Hitting, scoring, checking, and skating.
Well, if everybody figured that the Calgary Flames would sit back and just try and concentrate on defense, they're wrong.
Jari Kurri had problems handling it as he went in across the line, and it's whistled down, and now a skirmish along the boards involving Sheehy and Jari Kurri. Other players, including Steve Smith, move in to get involved. Jackson is in there as well, and that just inside the Calgary blue line. Jackson and Risebrough separating themselves now from the scrum that's taking place along the boards, but the linesman intervenes, and I don't think anything serious is going to develop with 18:04 left in the period.
Now, Brian Lewis also is under pressure, and he said, "I'm sure the players realize the importance of a 7th game. I'm hoping that they will be able to decide the outcome on the ice and not resort to taking a lot of penalties."
Well, the first penalties of the game have been assessed. Sheehy and Kurri drawing 2 minutes each for roughing. From the face-off, Jackson goes back of his own net. McTavish is out there with Napier and Hunter. They have the leading plus-minus marks for the Edmonton Oilers. All 3 are at +6. Fired in by Napier. He takes a bump along the boards from Lube. It's dumped out and down the ice deep into the Edmonton zone. Grant Fuhr is out there to play it for Steve Smith. Steve Bozak in the lineup tonight for the Calgary Flames. He missed Game 6. He replaces Dan Quinn. Nick Fotiu also dressed in place of the injured Kerry Wilson. Napier with a shot off a leg. McTavish gets it. He takes a shot. That goes off a leg to the corner.
Some good coverage by the Calgary Flames in their own zone, and they're not taking any chances, Don. When in doubt, just dump it off the boards, clear the defensive area.
Here comes Napier with Hunter trailing. Napier looking for Hunter, gets it to him, but he couldn't control it. Lanny McDonald starts back for the Flames. Lead pass too far for Bozak. The Flames make a change as Charlie Huddy goes back of his own net. He's bumped there by Lanny McDonald. Flips it up along the boards, and Glenn Anderson trying to get it out to center ice, has it deflect up into the crowd and out of play.
I think Bob Johnson summed it up very well. We have to be overachievers and have all 18 guys going. Now with Paul Coffey back there, I'm sure one of the concerns of the Calgary Flames is not to give Coffey that skating room. Getting up and moving in the offensive zone with that being like the fourth attacker. They'll have to pay attention to him.
Lanny McDonald takes a shot from a bad angle. It goes off a stick to the boards, and Gretzky starts back. He played about 32 minutes of game number 6. In for Krushelnyski. Krushelnyski bumped off the puck by McDonald, and what a start the veteran Lanny McDonald is off to. He appears to be everywhere on that ice for the Flames. Now it's Coffey. Up along the boards, too far for Anderson. It slides back into the Calgary zone, and McDonald nudges it ahead with Poplinski and across the line, picks it up off the boards. McDonald trying to center it. He was looking for Tonelli. It was deflected back of the goal. Tonelli along the boards for Poplinski. Poplinski is bodied. The puck goes loose. Charlie Huddy has it. He circles to get away from Tonelli. Good forechecking, good pressure by the Flames with the Oilers in their own zone. Rink-wide pass picked up by Coffey. He fires it back to the right side, but Anderson had cut into the middle. 15:49 the time remaining in this first period. It's scoreless. Gretzky in across the line, but Dave Semenko was offside.
Well, how did Glenn Sather enjoy his day off? He was over at the West Edmonton Mall with his family, doing some shopping, enjoying that new roller coaster that we saw out there. But there's no magic in tonight's game. It's a team that is willing to make a commitment, sacrifice their body, and just go out there and gut it out. I mean, that's the way you have to play, and I still believe before this game is over, Don, that the breaks are really going to determine the outcome.
Into the center ice area, picked up by Perry Berezan, and we've got penalties coming up as Dave Semenko and Tim Hunter did some bumping along the boards, and they will be going off.
Now, Tim Hunter has always been known to spend a lot of time in the penalty box, but when you get into a crucial game like this, you cannot afford to retaliate and take penalties like that, especially against an Oiler power play that can throw out 5 pretty good players.
Well, the bumping involving Semenko and Hunter took place after the slash had been called against Tim Hunter, so it's a man advantage for the Oilers. Dumped in. Lube picks it up along the boards. Lube looking for Risebrough, who is out there in a penalty-killing capacity. Too far for him. Coffey retreats into his own zone for Gregg to Gretzky. Gretzky circling in center ice. 15-13 remaining in this first period. Poked away from Glenn Anderson all the way back into the Edmonton zone.
Again, very persistent checking by the Calgary Flames, standing up at that blue line, breaking up a lot of plays.
Messier taken in against the board. The puck comes back to the line. Coffey lets the weak shot go. It's knocked down by McInnes. He gets it ahead to Bozak. He's out there with Colin Patterson. Bozak controlling it, putting on the brakes. The shot and a glove save by Grant Fuhr. Out front again, Bozak. On his backhand, couldn't get a shot away. Now he brings it out into the center ice area. Flips it in on the wing. Patterson tied up there by Randy Gregg. Following the play, Bozak, what a job he has done as a penalty killer for the Flames. Forcing the Oilers in their own zone with just 50 seconds remaining in the penalty. Now it's Coffey. In across the line. He's tied up by McInnes. And again, the Flames clear it.
See what happens when things are not going smoothly. The individuals try to do it themselves. You've got 5 men out there. Why not throw that puck around?
Gretzky over on the wing to Steve Smith. Smith shoots it around in the boards. Comes back to the point to Huddy to Krushelnyski. Out front, and Curry found on the shot as he was set up by Gretzky, and Luke starts back. Here's a 3-on-2 for the Flames. In across the line, Risebrough is offside.
Boy, what a lift Bozak has given the Calgary Flames. Just going in there, doing the job, and he made some pretty good moves against Paul Coffey. And it seems that Coffey has really had some problems behind his blue line taking the man. You know, he always tries to stick check, and the way Coffey has played all year, he hasn't had to do much defensive work. All right, we're good. We've talked about it. Let's give you an example of what we're talking about. Look at that neat little play there, and he just stops. Coffey goes for the skate, and Bozak gets a good shot on net.
10 seconds remaining in the penalty to Tim Hunter. Very effective penalty killing by the Calgary Flames. The penalty is over as McTavish brings it in with Hunter. Hunter takes the shot. It does not get through. He gets it again for McTavish. McTavish leaves it back of the goal. Takes it in against the boards. Trying to kick it free for Hunter. Hunter is being bumped there by Reinhart. McTavish comes in as well. They try and kick it free. And they do get it loose. Again, Reinhart and Hunter battle for it. Reinhart gets it to Johnson. Up ahead to Patterson out into the center ice area. Broken up by the Oilers. Napier waits for his teammates to get onside before dumping it deep into the Calgary corner with 12:58 remaining in this opening period. Deflected down the ice by the Flames as they make a change.
Well, we had a chance to watch some of the corner work that takes place, and those are the battles that the Flames have to win. That's what they've talked about, and they have to be as strong as they were in that shift.
Tikkanen to the corner, back to the point. Randy Gregg moving in, a shot high off the boards. Larry Curry gets it, dumps it back at the goal for Gretzky. Gretzky out front to the point, a shot that sails wide. The puck was up on end, and it was blasted wide by Gregg, and Randy Gregg appears to be hurt as he goes off to the Edmonton bench. Picked up now by Nick Fotiu. Fotiu out into the center ice area. Joe Mullen breaking for the goal, but Joe Lotto could not get the pass to him. Now Tikkanen works in across the line. Tikkanen drops it there. Curry overskated, and it's picked up by Joe Lotto for the Flames. He runs into a check at center ice. Messier will try it now. He's tied up by Fotiu, and Fotiu clears the zone. Loose puck picked up now by Fotiu. He takes a long shot. Fuhr makes the save, and Paul Coffey gathers in the rebound for Jari Kurri. He's moving out with Tikkanen. He dumps it in. Going into the corner after it is Neil Sheehy. Sheehy tries to clear it, kept in by Gretzky. Gretzky in front, and Esa Tikkanen was bumped by Suter in front of the goal. Huddy at the point, trying to keep it in. It deflects high to the corner. Gretzky unable to center it as he was taken out of the play by Suter, and Sheehy comes back with 11:23 left in the period. A long shot that Fuhr plays off the boards at the side of the net. Out into the center ice area now for Krushelnyski with Gretzky. Drop pass for Gretzky to Krushelnyski. Off the side of the net as he tried to fake Mike Vernon, and Vernon would have nothing to do with that move. Now Poplinski falls at the line, and it's brought in by the Flames. Offside with 11:01 remaining in the first period.
And we've had an excellent 9 minutes of good, close checking. Disciplined hockey by both teams. The shot total would indicate that. 2-1 in favor of the Flames.
Don Jackson out of his own zone, dumping it down in behind the Calgary net. Vernon stopped it there for McInnes. McInnes, in attempting to get it out to center ice, had it go off a player, but fortunately for the Flames, Lube is there to get it. Lube back to the line for McCowan. McCowan had no alternative but to play it back of the net. Jackson along the boards for Smith. Lube got there first. Risebrow looking out front. It's batted out of the air by Bozak, but knocked down by Grant Fuhr, and starting back is Glenn Anderson. Anderson with Gretzky. Gretzky circling at the line. He's upset. The puck goes loose. Lube trying to poke it out. Kept in by the Oilers and then dumped down the ice by Jamie McCowan, and this will result in an icing call as it's touched by Kevin Lowe. 10:06 is the time left in a still scoreless 7th game.
Now Bob Johnson always shuffles lines around, giving the Oilers something to think about. Well, he's moved Risebrow away from McDonald and Tonelli.
McClellan, McSorley, and Semenko are out there for the Oilers. Tim Hunter in across the line, dumping it to the corner. He's bumped in against the boards. McClellan has it for the Oilers. He takes a hit in the corner. The puck comes out into the neutral zone. McSorley was bumped there by Perry Berezan. Pass intercepted by Dave Semenko. In across the line and dumping it back at the goal. Reinhart tied up there by McClellan. He managed to kick it up along the boards. Hunter was bumped, having difficulties trying to get out against Semenko. Reinhart comes in to help out. Reinhart to Johnson. Johnson for Colin Patterson. He's bumped by Kevin Lowe. The puck slides back into the Edmonton zone. And Randy Gregg, who went off, appearing to favor his arm on his previous shift, back out there for the Oilers.
Seems to be a lot of vibration on the boards right now, Don.
Mullen coming to the line with Berezan. Mullen working in back of the net, centers it, nobody there. At the point, Sheehy unable to get a shot away. He bumps along the boards, and then Nick Fotiu comes in to flip it up into the crowd and out of play. Fotiu is out there now with Joel Otto and Mullen against the McTavish line. Hunter and Napier on the wings. Napier trying to move out, succeeds in dumping it to center ice. And the play broken up. Paul Coffey following, picks up the puck. Gets it over to Hunter. Hunter trying to get a shot away. He was tied up by Sheehy. And Fotiu dumps it down the ice. Mullen racing after it. Gets away from Coffey. Stops at the blue line, waiting for his mates to catch up. Being harassed there by McTavish. Finally flips it off the boards into the Edmonton zone. Kept in at the point by Suter to Fotiu. A shot right on. And Fuhr was forced to make the save. Coffey flips it around in the boards, and Sheehy was unable to keep it in at the point. 8:18 is the time left in period one. It's scoreless. Calgary and Edmonton, game 7 of the Smythe Division Final. Icing charged against the Flames as it's touched by Steve Smith.
Bob Johnson felt the man on the Oilers that he feared the most in this 7th game is number 11, Mark Messier. Every guy that goes against him has to make him feel very uncomfortable in the matchup. Poplinski, if he's going to be the matchup, is going to have a tough job on his hands.
Poplinski and Messier doing some bumping in the corner. Messier lost his helmet. They had a pretty good scrap in game 1 of this series right here at Northlands Coliseum. Lanny McDonald, he's taken in against the boards. Jackson plays it around to the other side to Curry, to Messier. Messier at the line is stopped. John Tonelli has it for the Flames. Tonelli dodges one check. Waiting for McDonald to catch up with him, dumps it to the corner. McDonald races in there against Jackson, takes Jackson in against the boards. Back to the point. Suter trying to get set a shot. And McDonald in front of the net was unable to deflect it. Back to the point, another shot by Poplinski, and it's gloved and held by Grant Fuhr with McDonald standing right at the goal mouth.
Now this line has been very effective every time they're on. Remember, it's Poplinski between Tonelli and McDonald. And that's a pretty heavy line that they got out there, so they're going to be able to do a lot of good, strong forechecking. Keep your eye in front of the net. See if the Flames get somebody in front looking for that rebound. Well, Lanny McDonald is there, and I guess he summed it up pretty well. We have come so far, worked so hard, and we can't let up for a second.
Well, John Tonelli knows what it's like, the pressure of this situation. He had those 4 Stanley Cup championships with the New York Islanders before the trade. Crom and Conroy, with Tonelli coming to the Flames late in the season. Krushelnyski, who had a great deal of success in the face-off circle against the Flames in Game 6, opposes Doug Risebrough. Krushelnyski is out there with Anderson and Gretzky. Risebrough, Berezan, and Lube for the Flames. From the faceoff, it goes to the corner. Gregg ties up Berezan, and the Oilers start out. Led by Anderson. Anderson for Gretzky. Gretzky couldn't go anywhere with it as it was broken up by McCowan. And back come the Flames. Lube with a long shot. It just went wide. The rebound. And that off Risebrough, and it was knocked down in front. Back into the Calgary zone. Jamie McCowan starts out. McCowan leading at 3-on-2. McCowan on the wing. A shot by Bozak. Knocked down by Fuhr. Lube along the boards with Bozak and McTavish. McTavish comes up with it for Anderson. Drop pass for McTavish. He's knocked off the puck by Jamie McCowan, who has been strong defensively. For Lube. In across the line. Lube looking back for McInnes. McInnes fired it into the corner, and Paul Coffey is there playing it up around the boards for Gretzky. Berezan got there first, but it was taken away from him by Coffey. Coffey moving in, a shot. That hit a leg, it goes to the corner. Krushelnyski bangs it back to the net for Napier. Napier is tied up, but Gretzky gets it. He tried to get it back to the point, but Coffey wasn't in position.
I'll tell you, the Calgary Flames have been very impressive. They've only allowed the Oilers 2 shots on net. The Oilers are still trying to make those crisscrossing patterns and trying to beat guys standing up at that blue line down, and they've got to start shooting it in. That's what made him so successful in Game 6. Shoot it in and go after it. Flames are playing the game plan perfect right now.
They have executed Bob Johnson's game plan in all 6 of this series so far, and they are continuing to do the same here in Game 7. Gretzky coming in across the line, knocked down, and the play is whistled down on a 2-line pass to Tim Hunter.
Well, Wayne Gretzky played about the 36 minutes in Game 6, and Glenn Sather said that his recovery between shifts is about 30 seconds and he can go again. Bob Johnson said he knows how to pace himself. He'll stand against the boards, he'll relax behind the net while other guys are grinding it out. Gretzky knows when not to skate and to conserve that energy.
5:41 the time left in period 1. It's still scoreless here at Northlands Coliseum. It's 1-1 in St. Louis in that Norris Division final. The Blues and the Toronto Maple Leafs, and during our first intermission, we'll be going to St. Louis and taking a look at some of the action there in that 7th game battle. Steve Smith back into his own zone to his partner Jackson. Ahead to McClellan. McClellan moving in, tied up, unable to get a shot away. Terry Johnson took him out. Here's a shot from a bad angle, and that does not reach the goal. There's a penalty coming up, a holding call against Terry Johnson, I believe, as he had McClellan tied up at the side of the net. So the Oilers will have another power play opportunity.
There's a lot of activity in front of goaltender Mike Vernon. Keep an eye on Terry Johnson as he applies the bear hug against McClellan, and absolutely correct in the call by referee Lewis.
5:08 time remaining in this first period. The Flames were very effective in killing off the previous penalty to Tim Hunter. Let's see what they do this time. They have Risebrough out there with Lou in a penalty killing role. Up along the boards for Glenn Anderson. Anderson dumps it in. Racing in after it. Vernon plays it to the corner. Krushelnyski gets it back to the point to Gregg. Gregg in the corner. Behind his back now for Gretzky. Gretzky up to Coffey. It's poked away from him. Here's a 2-on-1 for the Flames. Risebrow and Lou in across the line for Lou. He scores!
Lube has now scored his 2nd shorthanded goal in this series. But let's look all the way back to the Oiler end of the ice. Keep an eye on this stray pass. It's just deflected by Lube in the slot area. That's the area the Flames have been so effective. Look at how far Grant Fuhr is out. He was way, way out anticipating the shot by Risebrow. Well, Risebrow, that seasoned veteran, he sized the play up perfectly and fed Lube with a perfect pass. And the Calgary Flames get on the scoreboard first.
The short-handed goal by Håkan Lube. 1:22 remaining in the penalty to Johnson. Coffey keeps it in. Back to the line for Messier. Messier to the other side. A shot goes wide off Charlie Huddy. Back of the net. Suter plays it up in the boards. Huddy was unable to keep it in.
That's a key play for the Flames. When the defenseman shoots the puck around the boards, it's the responsibility of the winger to get against that board and just try to deflect it past the defenseman.
Mark Messier now to the line, dumping it in. McTavish had difficulty controlling it. McTavish trying to set something up for Huddy. Back to McTavish. McTavish moving in, a shot. That's deflected wide. Bumping along the boards, Curry kicks it into the corner. Gathered in there by Sheehy. He finds an opening and dumps it down the ice. 30 seconds left in the penalty. Here comes Messier in across the line. Messier puts on the brakes now, but he's taken in against the boards. It comes back to the point, deflected out into the neutral zone by Bozak. Bozak gets it ahead to Lube. Lube winds up. His shot is blocked by Jari Kurri. 10 seconds remaining in the penalty. One more try in this power play for the Oilers. Anderson back to the net. He's hammered in against the board. Jari Kurri gets it loose. Gretzky trying to slide it out front. The penalized player Johnson is back out there. 3:03 remaining in the period. Out front for Anderson. What a save by Vernon. He got a piece of it, and it may also have deflected off the crossbar. Gretzky with a long shot. Vernon with another save. And Anderson and Gregg were both in front looking for a rebound. This is an icing call against the Flames.
Well, Terry Johnson came out of the penalty box and they really didn't know where to go in the defensive zone. There was a defenseman, but the slot was open. So he started moving to give Vernon some protection, left the slot open, and in waltzes Anderson. Look at Gretzky just threading the needle, the soft pass right in front, and what a pile-up. Finally, the Flames get it out of there. Vernon has made 2 key saves here in the first period to it.
Vernon had some interesting comments today about the battles he and Grant Fuhr have had at junior hockey, and there's Glenn Anderson. He appears to have suffered a cut near his left eye. As it comes back to the line now, Gregg shoots it wide. Johnson picks it up off the boards. 2:40 left in the period, 1-0. The Flames leading on a shorthanded goal by Lou. Dinelli on the wing. Dinelli trying to get it out front, and it was broken up by Kevin Lowe. Played ahead for Hunter. Hunter is bumped by Lanny McDonald as it goes out to center ice. Along the boards, Hunter pries it loose for Kevin Lowe. He drops it back to Randy Gregg. Gregg shoots it deep into that Calgary zone. Picked up off the boards by Hunter. Hunter plays it back to the net for Napier. He and Johnson tie each other up. Messier comes in as well. Messier back to the point, and they're unable to keep it in, and Randy Gregg was just able to get a stick on it. Now Gregg shoots it in again, and the Flames are lining up 5 players, Gary, at that blue line each time the Oilers come down the ice.
They certainly are, and what Johnson is doing also, Don, he's using every single player in the lineup.
Brought in now by Messier. Messier going to the corner, tied up there. Poked up along the boards. Jackson keeps it in. But now Koplinski gets it, and he backhands it down the ice with 1:33 left in the period. Steve Smith had difficulty there getting away from Mullen. But the pass does come up to Gretzky. Gretzky moving in. Backhand shot. That goes off Suter. Back of the goal. Mullen tried to play it out. Goes to the corner. Tikkanen unable to do anything with it. And Suter brings it out for the Flames. Suter working against Smith. Trying to go around him. Smith takes him out of the play. There's going to be a penalty against Steve Smith. So with 1:03 left in the period, the Flames leading by 1 will have their first power play of the game.
Well, Smith is very upset being called on that penalty and has a few words to say to Brian Lewis. Glenn Sather was very impressed with the work that Smith did in replacing Lee Fogelin. He was able to really put some good passes to his wingers coming out of his own zone. I think Glenn really expected the Edmonton Oilers to be coming out in this game with reckless abandon and carry it to the Flames. That hasn't been the case in this first period, as the Flames have done just an excellent job of sticking to their game plan, of checking, of not allowing the Oilers to cross over that blue line. Now we'll see what happens on the power play. And Lanny mentioned that this morning. He said if we ever wanted the power play to work, it has to work in this 7th game. The big guy, Otto, has to get himself in front of that net and not be moved.
Joel Otto will take the face-off against Mark Messier in that Edmonton zone. Smith in the penalty box. 1:03 left in the period. The Flames in front, 1-0. A short-handed goal. McInnes dumps it back to the net. Lanny McDonald bumps Charlie Huddy, but it comes out to Gretzky, who deflects it to center ice. A short-handed goal was such a big goal for the Edmonton Oilers in Game 6. And this short-handed goal by Lou could be a big one here.
Well, had Gretzky not been taken out inside his blue line, Coffey was already heading for center ice. That's the way the Oilers play. They hesitate in shooting the puck down when they're a man short. As soon as it looks even close that a defenseman will get the puck, immediately the penalty killers start going for the open ice, looking for that long pass that allows them to get a good scoring chance in a short-handed situation.
50 seconds remaining in the period. Napier drops it back into his own zone for Huddy. He hammers it off the boards, down the ice into the Calgary zone.
I guess the guy that the Flames would like to see really unload that shot is Al McInnes. He just hasn't had the time on the power play. He can check very closely.
Reinhardt dumps it into the corner. Mullen back there after it. Playing it for the point. Intercepted by Napier. And here come the Oilers. 3-on-2. Led by Coffey for Napier. And Coffey put himself offside as he dropped it back.
Well, there's a good example, Don, what we were talking about. How quickly the Oilers use that transition game. Going from the defensive end and they just fly. And all of a sudden it's a 3-on-2 break. You know, the tendency also when you're killing a penalty and the opposition picks up the puck, you automatically think, well, they're going to ice it so I can kind of relax. You may be able to do that against 18, 19 other clubs, but you can't do that against the Oilers.
And the Oilers misfired on that 3-and-2, led by Coffey at the blue line as he dropped it just outside the line to Napier.
Well, this period has really resulted in a lot of checking, good corner work. I mean, we must have seen 25 hits already in that first period. And that advantage certainly is with the Calgary Flames because they have the bigger forwards.
Steve Bozak missing from the lineup in game number 6. Doing a masterful penalty-killing job. The first time that the Oilers had a man advantage. Now he's out there in the power play. The puck comes back to the point to McInnes. McInnes moved it outside the line and trying to get it back to Suter. Flames set up again with just 2 seconds remaining in the penalty, but it's whistled down on an offside.
Well, again, Don, it's been very entertaining in this first period. The crowd here at the Northlands Coliseum has kind of quieted down. I think they expected their Oilers to jump off to that quick start. In conversation with the Oilers, they felt they'd do the same thing. But that red jersey team has a lot to say about what's been happening in this first period.
Well, that shorthanded tally by Hokenlube quieted the crowd, and it has certainly given the Flames a big lift in this 7th and deciding game. The score at the end of the first period is Calgary 1, Edmonton 0. The Oilers start the second period a man short. 57 seconds still remaining in the penalty against Steve Smythe. The Flames enjoying a 1-0 lead. A shorthanded goal by Hokenlube. He scored a shorthanded goal in game 2 of this series, a game that went into overtime and was won 6-5 by the Oilers.
Well, the power plays have not done much for either team. The Calgary Flames have scored 6 in 37 chances, the Oilers 4 in 24. That's going into tonight's game.
Rolado and across the line against McTavish. Puts on the brakes to the point to Reinhardt. Over to the other side. McInnes winds up saved by Grant Fuhr. It bounces back to Reinhardt. To McInnes again. Taking the shot back to Reinhardt. The two of them moving it around. Into Lube. Lube spots Reinhardt. Over to McInnes. Back to Lube. Lube trying to move in front. Now goes back to Reinhardt. He fired it just wide as Reinhardt had raced in from the point. McInnes with a shot. Off the glass at the side of the net. The team's back at full strength. Loose puck in that Edmonton zone. Reinhardt came very close to making it a 2-0 game as he was set up by Hokenlube. Along the boards. Smith bumping there with Mullen. Smith decides to go around the other side to Kevin Lowe. Lowe for the Oilers. Long lead pass for Messier, and it's whistled down on a 2-line pass.
Well, I'd hate to have been in the dressing room between the periods when Glenn Sather had a few things to say to his troops.
At this time, we say hello to the rest of our Hockey Night in Canada network from the Northlands Coliseum in Edmonton. I'm Don Whitman along with Gary Dornhofer. 18:37 remaining in this second period. 1-0, the Flames leading on a shorthanded goal in the first period by Hokenlube.
And with Glenn Sather and his coaches getting together, some of the things that they would say to their players. Number one, again, we have to shoot the puck in over the blue line. That's why we were successful in Game 6. We had the wingers skating at the top speed and had a chance to do some forechecking. And when the shots are there, let's take them, not try to make that pretty pass all the time.
Driven deep into the Edmonton zone. Coffey, long lead pass for Curry. He had difficulty handling it in the center ice area. And Jamie McCowan is back. Plays it over to Neil Sheehy. Ahead to Poplinski. He dumps it into the Edmonton zone. Stopped by Paul Coffey. On the left side to Tikkanen. Tikkanen with a blast. It sails wide. Picked up off the boards by Huddy. Huddy drives it around to the other point. To Coffey. Coffey dumps it to the corner. Tikkanen is there. He gets it out to Messier, teeing it up, a shot right on, and Vernon makes the save. Back come the Flames, led by Poplinski. Poplinski with a shot. It bounces high. Grant Fuhr is in. Grant Fuhr unable to control it. Poplinski batted it in.
Now you talk about going for the net, Don, and boy did Poplinski do it there. And both coaches have been talking the importance of following your shot to the net. McDonald will do an excellent job of not going offside. He'll put on the brakes. You notice how the Edmonton Oilers back up. Again, Paul Coffey backs up. He doesn't challenge the puck carrier. And that's when Poplinski will unload it. Now watch him keep going. Somebody has to take Poplinski out. They just allow Jim to go right at the net.
Mike Vernon, the goaltender, draws an assist on the goal, as does Lanny McDonald, the third of the playoffs for Jim Poplinski at 2:08. A 2-0 Calgary Flame lead.
Just remind you of Game 6.
However, in Game 6, the Oilers had much more momentum. Here, the Calgary Flames have been playing the stronger game. In front, Gretzky tried to bat it out of the air as it was fed across by Anderson. Long lead pass for Bozak, a partial breakaway. Bozak, bothered by Jackson, puts on the brakes, gets set, winds up, saved by Fuhr. 17:30 left in the period. 2-0, the Flames leading the Oilers. Twice before in the series, the Oilers have had to overcome a 2-goal deficit. The most recent being in that 6th game on Monday night at the Saddle Dome in Calgary. Fired in by Kevin Lowe. Picked up along the boards by Napier. Napier tried to get it back to the point, broken up by the Flames. 2-on-1, Bozak and Lube. Good sprawling move by Kevin Lowe to poke it away. Lube, however, gets it in the corner. He tried to play it back of the net for Bozak. Bozak battling there with Randy Gregg. Now Lube comes up with it. Lube circling, trying to move away from Napier. He's upset by the Oiler winger. And it's dumped back of the net where Randy Gregg gets it to Napier. He plays it around in the boards. Again, we say hello to the viewers who've been watching the Leafs St. Louis action. Still 2-0 here at Northlands Coliseum as Vernon makes the save with 16:38 left to play in the second period. Jim Poplinski getting the second goal, picking it out of the air after his initial shot, and Grant Fuhr was unable to control it.
Well, let's have a look at that one again because Poplinski rifles it. Now, somebody has to interfere. You can't let Poplinski go at the net, and he converges to the net and gets a stick on it, and it is 2-0 Calgary. And then after that shift, the Edmonton Oilers get caught on a 2-on-1. Calgary could have increased their lead, but they're just doing such a great job of not giving the puck away when they're in the defensive zone. They either freeze it against the boards or dump it deep behind the Edmonton zone.
And you asked the question earlier, Gary, if this was reminiscent of Game 6, except for the fact that the Flames are skating much better than this game than the Oilers. The Oilers were flying in Game 6 at the Saddle Dome. Tonight so far, it's been dominated by the Flames. 2-0 the score. A shorthanded goal by Lube in the first period. The second period goal by Poplinski. Krushelnyski now works out into the neutral zone against McInnes. McInnes takes him out of the play. Coffey gets it, tried to center it, and gathering it in is Berezan.
Look at how the Flames are finishing their check. They're taking the man right at the boards, not allowing him to get back in the play.
In the center ice area now, Patterson for Berezan. He deflects it down into the Edmonton zone. Huddy has it for Coffey. Lead pass for Curry. Curry drops it to Krushelnyski. He tried to slide it back to him, and it was broken up by the Flames. Curry attempted to center it.
It's another example, Don. Why not shoot the puck once in a while? It looks like the Oilers are trying to get within the 5-foot circle before they decide to shoot it. Well, I guess if anybody is going to mount a comeback, it has to be Wayne Gretzky. And he's been known to do that before, and I'm sure that's also on the mind of Bob Johnson. Let's control him just with one man and not let Wayne handle that puck.
And Gretzky coming into this game required just 2 points to equal Jean Beliveau's all-time playoff career total of 176.
And he's playing in his 80th playoff game tonight. The good luck charm. We had Kate Smith in Philadelphia. Walter Gretzky, his Oilers. Good luck charm. Very rarely do the Oilers lose when he is in attendance.
He flew into Calgary for Game 6 on Monday night, and the Oilers overcame that 2-0 deficit for a 5-2 win. Here they trail by a score of 2-0 with 15:32 remaining in the second period, and the Flames have worked hard. They have been a very disciplined hockey team so far in this game. Dumped in, Curry trying to pick it up off the boards. He dodges a check. Tikkanen gets it back to the net. Out front, it comes to the line. Smythe winds up. His shot is blocked by McDonald. Smythe gets it again. A shot deflected to the corner by Vernon. Back of the goal, Curry unable to get a stick on it. Smythe races in. He's bumped in against the boards by McDonald. Messier has it. Messier takes the check. Tried to slide it out front. It's knocked down by Reinhart and out into the center ice area.
Now that all resulted because Curry shot the puck in, and then the Oilers went and did some forechecking, and they made things happen.
In across the line comes Jackson, but ahead of the play offside was Esa Tikkanen.
Well, on the minds of Bob Johnson and his troops, they don't want to sit back and try and protect that lead. They have to spend time in the Oilers' end of the ice because they know that Oilers play that gambling style, and they're going to give up scoring chances because their defensemen pinch in at every opportunity.
Randy Gregg gets it ahead to McTavish. Across the line, a shot goes off a skate to the corner. McTavish gets it again. McTavish looking out front, but Napier was tied up there by Johnson, and it's banged off the boards to the line. Randy Gregg trying to keep it in. He succeeds. In the corner now. Napier trying to move it out. He's checked by Johnson. The puck goes loose in the corner. Hunter has it. Hunter can't do anything with it as he's tied up by Bozak. And those Calgary wingers are coming back and doing a job in their own zone with 14 minutes remaining in the second period. 2-0 the score. Now it's picked up by Gretzky. Gretzky gets it in on the left side, too far for Napier. Napier looking in front. Tried to center it. It went off the skate to the corner. Gretzky has it. Gretzky gets it in front. And Hunter was tied up, and the puck is dumped down the ice. Going back after it is Charlie Huddy. This will be icing against the Flames.
Well, yeah. If you're a Calgary fan, you can't get very excited with what's happening right now with the Calgary Flames. They're back on their heels. The Oilers are coming at them. And it's just a matter of time until somebody gets free.
13:34 left in the period. Back to the line. Coffey fakes the shot. Now he lets it go right on, and Vernon has got it and makes the save.
That shows you the strength of Krushelnyski on a faceoff. He won that cleanly to Paul Coffey. Coffey was hesitating, waiting for somebody to get in front of the net. You keep an eye on Coffey now. He knew he was going to hit somebody. Tim Hunter was down his own teammate, Anderson. Now, a defenseman can only wait so long for somebody to get in front of the net, and still the Oilers are not willing to pay the price, get in front of Vernon. They got some big guys out there.
It's a good point, Gary, because in Game 6, that's something the Oilers did. They created some traffic in front of Vernon. He had a clear view of that shot from the points and made the save and held on to the puck. 13:29 left in the second. 2-0, the Flames leading. Game 7 of this Smythe Division final. The winner will face either Toronto or St. Louis. It's 1-1 as they move into the third period in St. Louis. Paul Coffey in his own zone. Gets it ahead to Anderson across the line. Anderson trying to dump it for Gretzky. Gretzky puts on the brakes, but Fatio is there. He gets it back to the point, not out. Huddy with a shot, knocked down in front. Jamie McCowan starts out. Here's a 3-on-2 to Joe Mullen. Mullen trying to slide it into McCowan, and it went off the stick to the corner. Anderson gets it out into the neutral zone. Coming back is McCowan. He had been in deep, and he came back to break up that play. In the center ice area, Poplinski, who scored the second goal in this second period, drives it in.
Well, McCowan was very slow in getting off the ice. That could have been called too many men on the ice. The fans saw it, and they were reacting to it.
Anderson at center ice. Tried to get it over for Gretzky. He was spun around, and it's dumped down the ice by the Flames. Tonelli stopped at the line, and Lanny McDonald retreats to the neutral zone to regroup. Back to McInnes. McInnes shoots it in, knocked down by Charlie Huddy. Huddy gets it ahead to Curry for Messier. Messier in across the line. Messier with a shot. A weak one, it went wide. Tonelli dodges a check for Messier as he gets it ahead to McDonald. McDonald long lead pass to Poplinski. Poplinski taken out of the play by Jackson. Gretzky comes back. Gretzky in across the line. He's spun around and McInnes dumps it up. Grant Fuhr way out of his net to play it around the boards for Don Jackson. Jackson in front of the goal to Steve Smith. The Oilers shoot it in as they make a change, and Reinhart has it in his own zone. Trying to clear it. Knocked down by Tikkanen, but Tonelli gets it. For Lanny McDonald, he's out there now with Risebrough. McDonald with a shot off a leg to the corner. Risebrough gets the rebound, and Fuhr made the save as that puck came bouncing off the end boards. Now McTavish is bumped by McDonald. And the Flames, a determined group here in this second period as they are bumping, and there's a pot-up of players in front of that Calgary bench.
Well, with Doug Risebrough, one of the leaders, inspirational leaders in this hockey club, he mentioned that he's in the twilight of his career and he'd like one more crack at the trophy. And he almost put a little more distance in between there, Don, with that big bounce off the boards.
Lowe unable to get it out as Lowe had raced in from the point. Hunter checked there by Shee. McTavish comes in to help out. McTavish has it. McTavish back for Hunter. Hunter plays it behind the net. Napier couldn't control it. Randy Gregg in deep for Napier. Back of the goal. Lowe races there against Hunter. He's bumped by Hunter. Risebrough gets it. Risebrough cross ice to Johnson. Johnson plays it off the boards and down the ice. This will be an icing call as Kevin Lowe touches it back of the net.
When things were going poorly for the Edmonton Oilers, Kevin Lowe, he just got the scissors out and started cutting out some pictures of Stanley Cup years, the celebrations, the skating around with the Stanley Cup, as a reminder to the rest of the teammates what it takes to win and the rewards that come from winning that Stanley Cup. So he's in charge of that. Lee Fogel, and as you had mentioned, Don, he gets the music. And is it loud in the Oilers dressing room prior to a game?
Bringing it out is Berezan. He plays it off the boards. Going back, Paul Coffey being watched by Patterson. He gets it over to Huddy to Gretzky. Gretzky tried to dump it in. Broken up at the line by McInnes. And back comes Patterson. Patterson working to the corner. Plays it around the boards. McClelland and Tim Hunter bump over there, and they tie it up to force a face-off in the Edmonton zone with 10:16 left in the second.
The Calgary Flames are content to have a lot of face-offs because that will not allow the Oilers to get a good flow going. So any chance to freeze it, they'll do that.
Many people talked about the importance of the opening goal, particularly if it was scored by the Flames. And with a 2-goal advantage, they can now stick to that disciplined style of play that Bob Johnson has stressed since the series began.
That's what impresses me, Don. The Flames have not gotten away from that. They have been playing controlled hockey, and everybody is doing their job. And Johnson talked about that. We need all 18 guys going.
Otto gets it back to the point. McCowan with a shot. Stopped by Fuhr. It comes to the line. This time McCowan is unable to keep it in. There was traffic in front of Grant Fuhr, but somehow he was able to kick out at that blast from the point by Jamie McCowan. Now it's Charlie Huddy in the corner touching it for an icing call against Calgary.
Fuhr is in exactly the same position as he was in so many other games. He has to make sure that no more pucks go by him. And you talked about that save he made from the point by McCowan. Well, we're going to get an opportunity of looking at it the way the goaltender sees it. Concentration, trying to look around players to pick it up. Look at that leg save. Excellent goaltending.
And that was Nick Fotiu who was in front of the goal, trying to bother Grant Fuhr, and it's now Nick Fotiu who is exchanging words with Kevin McClelland. But nothing develops as the players go off to the bench, but the face-off will take place back in the Calgary zone.
You know, 2 years ago, the Edmonton Oilers were behind the Calgary Flames, and again, I guess the score is about 4-3. Even though the Oilers had dominated the game with a lot of shots, and the complexion changed in a hurry. Well, now it's altogether a different situation. The shot total is very low, 11-9 in favor of the Oilers, that the Flames have frustrated the Edmonton Oilers at every turn.
Something the Flames have done in this series that many did not think possible. They have outshot the Oilers by a 199 to 176 margin coming into this game. Gretzky feeds it out into the slot. Smith with a shot. It deflects off the skate wide. Dumped down the ice and racing after it is Poplinski. Poplinski against Jackson. Jackson takes him off the puck. And Steve Smith bangs it around on the boards. Too far for Anderson. McInnes is back there for Calgary. Now McInnes for the Flames. Stopped at the line. Gretzky has it coming in with Anderson. Gretzky moving in. Fakes. Gets it across. They score!
One of the big five. McInnes is carrying the puck. Nobody backs him up. Instead of shooting it in, he tried to get fancy. That sets up the 2-on-1 break. Now you talk about the different things that Gretzky can do. He always seems to pass the puck to somebody at the right time. What an excellent pass to Anderson. Anderson, all he has to do is shovel it past Vernon. But McInnes, all he had to do is dump it in, and there's absolutely no way that Edmonton gets to get that break.
Anderson from Gretzky and Krushelnyski. Curry with a long shot. Gloved by Vernon in the corner. Tikkanen has it out front. Curry fanned on it. He tried to get it again, but it's picked up by Bozak, and that has certainly brought this crowd to life here at the Northlands Coliseum with 8:50 remaining in the period.
Probably bring the Oilers to life also.
Dumped down the ice by Messier. Icing charged against Edmonton. Well, there were a lot of players on the ice following that whistle, and both teams making a line change, and some words were being exchanged, but fortunately cooler heads prevail, and I think that will be the case in this decisive game in this Smythe Division Final.
Oh, absolutely, Don. And you know, you talk about breaks, we mentioned it before. And when you get it, you have to be able to capitalize on it. But see, Gretzky's in a shooting position, and Vernon really doesn't know what he's going to do. Am I going to shoot it if I favor the right side or go closer to checker? Then he's going to feed it to Anderson. But with Reinhart back, Gretzky just did it so beautifully, and he waited for the right moment, and then fed Anderson with that perfect pass. Vernon, no chance.
Well, Bob Johnson made the comment after Game 6 that he thought Gretzky was on the ice for 45 minutes when he was out on the ice for just over 32 minutes, but it seemed that he and Messier were out there for the entire second and third period.
And you know that Glenn Sather is going to do that. His 5 key players are going to play a lot of hockey. Gretzky, Messier, Anderson, Curry, Coffey. They're going to be out on the ice a lot, and it's up to the Flames. There's going to be different matchups. They'll probably have 2 lines against 1, but they have to do the job defensively.
Gretzky looking for Messier, who comes in across the line. Gets it to Coffey. Coffey took a shot from a bad angle. Now Tim Hunter brings it out. He drives it in. Picked up along the boards by Tikkanen. Tikkanen unable to get it out the first time. Will try again. Rink-wide pass. Charlie Huddy dumps it into the corner. Messier racing in there. Vernon got there first, tried to play it off the boards. It went over the glass and into the crowd.
Well, at least now they realize that they have to shoot the puck in and go and chase it. You know, after a game, Vernon and Glenn Hall will sit down. They'll go over the goals that were scored against them and analyze his positional play and see if there's any way he could have played them a little bit differently. And Vernon realizes that the goal against Tikkanen was not a good one in Game 6, and that got the Oilers going. But Glenn Hall says that Vernon has such maturity. He doesn't let bad games or bad goals bother him, and he's right in the heat of a battle now.
Glenn Sather made the comment following Game 6 that Gretzky seems to have come over the hump. He said when he is flying, he is able to come back onto the ice after just a 30-second breather. He was off for about 30 seconds. He's back out there again for this face-off in the Calgary zone. Krushelnyski taking the face-off against Joel Otto. Otto wins the draw for Johnson. Johnson plays it around on the boards for Mullen. Mullen trying to move out against Anderson. Anderson tenaciously working against him, managed to hook it free. Comes to the line, kept in by Don Jackson for Gretzky. Gretzky into the slot. Nick Fotiu is there to cover up. Fotiu dodges one check. Rink wide pass for Mullen. Mullen for Otto at the line, and as it's touched by Johnson, it was offside.
Well, Joe Mullen has been very consistent. He's registered a point in all 9 playoff games and leads the team in this series. But what an excellent acquisition. And you have to appreciate the work that he does, because some of the bigger defensemen, they're really after him, trying to slow him down with body contact, but he sticks his nose in it.
Mullen was the man who got the Flames rolling in game number 6. He and Tonelli scored in that second period for a 2-0 Calgary lead that was eventually erased by the Oilers, and they went on to win it 5-2. 2-1 is the score here. 7:28 remaining in the second period as Napier comes out with McTavish. Napier working to the corner. Hunter going for the net. He just failed to deflect. A shot from the point as Kevin Lowe let the blast go. Vernon made the save. The zone is clear. Poked away from Lowe, but Randy Gregg is back to cover up. McTavish will try it again. He attempted to dump it ahead to Napier, broken up by the Flames. Now Napier coming back, gains possession. He's forced into his own zone. Over to Hunter. Hunter dodges a check with McTavish. Pass too far. McTavish gets it again. McTavish puts on the brakes for Napier. Napier back to the line. Low with a shot. That hit a player in front, and back come the Flames, led by John Tonelli, working against Lowe. Tonelli falls. Manages to flip the puck to the goal as he fell, and it was held for a whistle by Grant Fuhr. 2-1 the score here at Northlands Coliseum, but here the visiting team is leading. Paul Coffey in across the line. Coffey shoots for the net, broken up by the Flames. He gets it again. Tries to slide it in. Al McInnes now goes to the corner against Gretzky. McInnes pokes it free to Lube. He bangs it off the boards into the center ice area. Messier is bumped by Bozak as the puck goes back into the Calgary zone. 6:08. The score in favor of, or time left, 2-1 the score in favor of the Flames. Here's a chance for Bozak, a shot. Fuhr way out of the net to make the save. He came right out to the circle to take that drive away from Bozak. Now it's Coffey dropping it for Gretzky. Gretzky moving in, fakes the shot. Gretzky circling, looking back to the line, gets away from Lube. Now takes the shot, it's deflected wide. Traffic in front of the net. Anderson trying to dig it out. Coffey in deep. Puts it to the corner to Gretzky. Gretzky circling back to Coffey. Coffey dumps it in back of the net. Krushelnyski is tied up. Anderson bumped along the boards by Bozak. He got the puck ahead to Risebrough, and Risebrough dumps it down the ice. An icing call against the Flames under tremendous pressure with 5:21 left in the period.
Well, you mentioned about Grant Fuhr coming out in a challenging position. He took a high rising slap shot right on his shoulder. But that was one of the few scoring chances that the Calgary Flames have had in this period. Keep your eye now on Grant Fuhr as he'll come out square to the shooter, and that catches him up high. That was Bozak that let that shot go. But right now the Flames are just hanging on for dear life. They're letting the Oilers come at them, trying to protect that one-goal lead. And Don, I'm sure that Johnson is saying, let's go after him, but the players, as a player, you just fall into that trap.
Curry at the line. Gets it over to Steve Smith with a shot. It just went wide off the boards. Jackson moving in. Jackson had it knocked away from him as he tried to cut in front, and it's dumped down the ice. Gary Curry ahead for Tikkanen. Tikkanen couldn't do anything with it against Johnson. He'll try again. Tikkanen on the wing for Messier. Messier mishandled it. Johnson goes to the corner. He's bumped there by Messier. The puck loose in the corner. Comes back to the line to Jackson. Jackson with a shot in front as it was knocked down. Messier looking for the rebound, but it's cleared by Jamie McCowan, and racing back after it is Smith. For Jackson. Rink wide to Curry, ahead to Tikkanen. Tikkanen with McTavish going for the net. Tried to get it in front, intercepted by Fotiu. Now it's Tikkanen playing it back of the goal and around the boards. Joel Otto for Fotiu, trying to move out. Kept in by Curry. Curry at the line. Drops it. For Tikkanen, he deflects it back to the goal. He's going off in a chain. On the boards, Kevin Lowe trying to keep it in, but McCowan kicks it out to the neutral zone. Now Kevin Lowe circles. In across the line. Kevin Lowe going for the net. Flips a shot high over top of the goal. It's batted up in the air by McTavish. It's whistled down as it was hit with the high stick, but Mike Vernon took a swipe at that puck and had bounced high in a jam-up of players at the side of the net. Hockey Night in Canada returns in a moment. 4 minutes remaining in the second. 2-1. The Flames lead the Oilers. It was 1-0 after one. A shorthanded goal by Holkenlube. Jim Puklinski scored early in the second, and then Glenn Anderson got the goal for the Oilers. Back at center ice, Randy Gregg goes rink wide to Kevin Lowe, the two defensemen, moving that puck back and forth, trying to get an attack organized. Lead pass from Napier too far. It slides right to the goal mouth, and Vernon plays it around in the boards. Kept in by Randy Gregg. Back of the net, Napier tied up by Sheehy. McDonald unable to get it out. Napier has it again back of the net. He's bumped by McInnes. Manages to kick it free. McInnes bumps him again as Napier tries to move it. Sheehy comes in as well, along with McTavish. Now Napier works to the corner. Back to the line to Gregg. Gregg over to the other side to Kevin Lowe. In front to Napier. A shot. Rebound. They jam away as McTavish was trying to poke it past Vernon, and he was sent flying, and a whistle on the play.
But if this continues, Don, the Calgary Flames very shortly will find themselves on the short end of the score because they're just hanging on. They're not skating with the puck now. They're just trying to dump it out in the neutral zone. You can see Sater clapping his hands. He knows now that the attack of the Oilers is in high gear.
Krushelnyski is out there with Anderson and Gretzky. Lube, Bozak, and Risebrow for the Flames. Johnson from the faceoff takes it behind his own goal. Along the boards, Coffey tried to keep it in, but then it was knocked to center ice by Lube. Huddy's pass to Anderson, picked off by Lube. Lube brings it in. He's got Bozak with him. Bozak moving in. Saved by Fuhr as he came sliding across. He keeps it underneath him.
Another excellent save. And, you know, you talk to different players in the league, different coaches. They say that Grant Fuhr is the best at sliding across the net and making the save. Look at how Lube is able to handle the puck in traffic. Again, the Oilers doing some stick checking, not taking the man out, and that allows Lube to go in there. Look at Bozak now. Has him. He's waiting for the fade. He's waiting for Fuhr to commit himself, and Fuhr just gets his toe, his left toe, on that shot.
Bozak twice has had great scoring opportunities. Once in a shorthanded situation in the first period, and again here in the second with 2:49 left. Risebrow facing off against Krushelnyski. McCowan is poised back at the point. They try and get the puck back to him, but Anderson got his stick on it. He feeds it over to Gretzky. Gretzky and Anderson cross. Gretzky drops it for Coffey. Coffey takes the shot. It went off the body and off the glass. Back come the Flames, a 2-on-1. Lube and Bozak. Lube moving in, a shot saved. Big rebound, and that's dumped to the corner. Coffey was the lone Oiler back as Bozak and Lube broke in. Now it's Gretzky coming out with Anderson. Gretzky at the line, puts on the brakes, makes a move to get away from McCowan, over to Tikkanen. A shot. Smith has it at the side of the net. The rebound is cleared. Lube along the boards, battling with Smith. Smith tried to get it back to the point to Tikkanen. It was deflected out by Risebrow, but Jackson gets back to pick it up for the Oilers. Jackson off the board, picked off by Patterson. He comes back with Risebrow. Big shot off the glass. Gretzky in his own zone. Moving out with Curry and Tikkanen. It's knocked away from him by Patterson, and Gretzky has to kick it back to Jackson. Patterson doing a good job of forcing the Oilers in their own zone with 1:36 left in the period. Loose pocket center ice. Patterson loses it to Curry with Gretzky. Gretzky circling at the line, gets away from one check, drops it back for Gregg. Gregg fired it looking for Curry. Curry gets it now, the side of that, moving out, tried to slide it in front, and it's picked off by Jamie McCowan and dumped down the ice.
Gretzky is giving us a display of puck handling and how to control that and set up some neat plays. He has been brilliant in this period.
Here comes Messier with a big shot that sails wide and is off the boards, ricocheting all the way back into the Edmonton zone as we move into the final minute of the second period. Lead pass, there's a breakaway for Messier. Messier going in, he scores!
Well, the man that Bob Johnson feared the most was Mark Messier, and how he just cuts to the middle and takes a perfect pass and just fires that puck on the deep through the legs of Vernon. But great players get themselves into positions. They rely on the puck carrier to hit them with a pass. Curry has not been able to score, but boy, he feathered a lovely pass to Messier, and we are tied.
Messier from Curry at 19:09, and that has ignited the crowd here at Northlands Coliseum. And it was a big goal by Messier in a shorthanded situation that tied it at 2 in Game 6. A shot deflected up over the glass and into the crowd with 36 seconds left in the period.
Well, you have to hand it to the Edmonton Oilers. They were very tentative. They were outplayed in that first period. Calgary had a 2-goal lead. They were looking for a spark. They got 1 goal, and they have just controlled the game. I think the Flames have only had 2 scoring chances in that second period, and it all starts with Grant Fuhr as he makes the saves when they really need them.
Well, he robbed Steve Bozak on a glorious scoring opportunity, and that's what they're playing for, a chance to go on for a Stanley Cup ring. Peter Miller, the trainer for the Edmonton Oilers, he's won 2 of them. He's been with the organization through 2. He'd like to get a 3rd with the other members of the Oilers. Flames feel that if they can knock off the defending champions, they have a great shot at going all the way to a Stanley Cup triumph. 20 seconds remaining in period 2 as McInnes and Hunter exchanged words following that whistle.
Well, right now, I think the Calgary Flames would be very happy just to get out of this period in a tie, because the Oilers have dug deeper. You see the scrape or the cut on the cheek of Hunter, and that's certainly part of what goes on in the playoffs. You have to shake the injuries off and just keep playing.
Well, it's been a very entertaining series. Every game of this 7-game affair, many hockey observers saying it's as entertaining, as good a battle as they can ever remember in the National Hockey League. From the face-off, back into his own zone goes Al McInnes. McInnes dumping it down the ice, racing back is Kevin Lowe. Joel Otto trying to get in there. Kevin Lowe having trouble against the forechecking of Otto with 2 seconds remaining. He falls on top of the puck. The face-off will take place in the Edmonton zone. 2 seconds remaining in the second. 2-2, the Flames and the Oilers. Otto in the face-off circle against Messier. They tie each other up, and that will do it. And so the score at the end of the second period, Calgary 2, Edmonton 2. We're about set to start period 3 here at the Northlands Coliseum. 2-2, the Flames and the Oilers. The Flames with a 2-0 lead in the second. The Oilers fighting back. Goals by Messier and Anderson to tie it up.
Well, from the 10-minute mark on in the second period, the Oilers were the better hockey club. Extra effort is required in this final 20 minutes. The season boils down to just that. This is when the player has to dig as deep as he can.
Randy McDonald takes a shot from a sharp angle, and getting a pad on it was Grant Fuhr as Berezan took it to the corner. It comes around the boards for Jamie McCowan. McDonald lets it go to the other side. Messier there to gather it in, and he dumps it out to the neutral zone. McInnes has it. He waits. A long blast off the glass, and it's on the mesh at the back of the Edmonton goal. Knocked out by Randy Gregg. Lead pass. Curry to Tikkanen. Tikkanen drops it over on the wing. Curry with a shot that just went wide. Coffey at the point, unable to keep it in, and going back after it is Charlie Huddy. We're approaching the 1-minute mark of the third period. 2-2 the score. Here's Gretzky with a shot. That's blocked. A sprawling move there by Neil Sheehy. It comes out to Bozak. Bozak bangs it off the boards to the neutral zone.
Flames want fresh players on the ice. They'll probably make 2 changes to 1 for Edmonton.
Here's Bozak with a shot high off the glass. At the line, Sheehy keeps it in. Risebrow bangs it, and it goes over the glass out of play.
When this series started, Don, who would have figured that it would go to the final 20 minutes?
Joel Otto preparing to square off against Krushelnyski. The face-off in the Edmonton zone. Back to the line. McInnes over to the other side. McCowan with a shot. It's wide. Gretzky along the boards with Mullen. They tie it up for a face-off.
When you're shooting from the point, you have to try and get the shots low, at least hit the net, make the goaltenders make a save. And then the importance of converging at the net. You saw Poplinski do it, rewarded for a goal by going for the net. And so Johnson and Sather, I'm sure that's the important aspect of this period, is drive for that net.
Johnson this morning was talking about what is required to win a championship: endurance, strength, relaxation, nutrition, moderation, flexibility. He was listing everything that he talks about with his players when they prepare for a series such as this one. Along the boards, Messier shoots it into the Calgary zone. Stopped back of the goal for Paul Reinhart. Reinhart to Mullen. Mullen deflected at the center ice. Coffey on the wing for Napier. Napier tried to get it to McTavish. Broken up, and the Flames. Johnson flips it out to Mullen. He gets it to Poplinski. Poplinski cutting in against Coffey. Poplinski feeds it out front, and Joel Otto had it deflected by Mark Napier as he was cruising through the slot. Around the boards, but kept in by Johnson. Poplinski and Coffey bump in the corner. Napier comes in there as well. So does Joel Otto. Otto gets it loose. He's spun around by Napier, and it's deflected out into the center ice area. Here's a chance now for Hunter. Hunter breaking in. He fires it wide. And Reinhart coming back, trying to knock it away from him, went flying into the net.
The costly giveaway resulted in Paul Reinhart taking a penalty. Watch Johnson as he lost control of the puck. And Reinhart, an excellent effort. You know, you've got to take the man down when he's in home free. And so earlier, referee Brian Lewis got hurt in the Edmonton zone. He went down quite heavily, and Risebrough is talking with him right now. Not only toughen the players, keep an eye as Coffey collides with Lewis, and he goes down.
An unexpected collision, and Brian Lewis appeared to be favoring his back. Denny Morrell is the backup official for this game, should Lewis be unable to continue. But he is going to stay out there. He worked the first game of the series, and he is the referee for this deciding 7th game, a power play chance for the Edmonton Oilers. They really, on 2 previous power play opportunities in the first period, were rendered ineffective by a good job by the Calgary Flames. As a matter of fact, the Flames got a short-handed goal from Håkan Loob. The draw comes back to Gretzky. Gretzky for Anderson, a shot, it goes wide. Risebrow gets it off the boards and dumps it down the ice.
There was quite a collision in front as Anderson took a spill.
Out of his own zone comes Messier. Messier in across the line, trying to go around McInnes, and McInnes stood him up, and Håkan Loob gets the puck. He's coming out with Risebrow. Back-checking is Glenn Anderson to get it away from him. He was looking for Gretzky over against the boards, but that pass bounced off the boards and away from the Oiler and is dumped in by the Flames. Gretzky Works his way to the line against Bozak. Goes to the other side now. Curry shoots it in. Randy Gregg trying to pick it up in the corner, but Jamie McCowan gets there. Lead pass for Bozak. He had difficulty controlling it. He races back against Paul Coffey. Coming back to help out is Yari Curry with 1 minute remaining in the penalty to Paul Reinhardt. Lead pass, Glenn Anderson. In across the line for Gretzky. Gretzky back to the point. Paul Coffey with a shot. It goes wide. Jamie McCowan has it, gets an opening and shoots it down the ice.
Again, when the Edmonton Oilers are shooting that puck at the net, they're not hitting the net, they're wide. And the Flames are making some very quick changes. They don't want tired hockey players on the ice.
Coffey for Tikkanen. Tikkanen gets around McCowan, but McCowan got just enough of him to knock him off the puck. And Gretzky goes back into his own zone with 28 seconds left in the penalty. Gretzky on the wing for Curry, puts on the brakes, back to Coffey. Coffey with a shot deflecting off Risebrow, high to the boards, dumped in at the back of the net, comes to the line and it's whistled down as it was high sticked. And that comes with 10 seconds remaining in the penalty to Reinhardt.
Well, Sater and the other coaches in the National Hockey League, they know that anytime you telegraph your shot from the point, it allows the winger just to reach out with a stick and the puck is either deflected in the corner or in the crowd. And all that's required is just to lay a shot in close to the crease, can be a wrist shot, and look for the deflection. Al MacInnis, he played an excellent one-on-one against Mark Messier. Messier gave him the shoulder fake, the head fake, everything. MacInnis just looked him square in between the shoulder blades and took him out.
15:55 remaining in the third. The face-off in the Calgary zone directly in front of Vernon. The draw taken by MacInnis. MacInnis bangs it off the boards and down the ice. Into the center ice area. Huddy for Napier to McTavish and across the line. McTavish is spun around as the penalized player is back in the ice. Reinhardt out of the box. He takes the pass from Risebrow with Patterson. And across the line, dumps it into the corner. Coffey gets to it, then loses it. Risebrow has it to Shee. Shee takes a shot. It's blocked by Hunter. Risebrow keeps it in, but now Coffey gains possession over to Huddy. Huddy dumps it down into the Calgary corner. Vernon plays it back to the net. Around the boards, it's picked up there by Tonelli. Tonelli to Berezan. Berezan in across the line. McDonald going for the net. Berezan's pass does not get through. He tries again. It hits McDonald. McDonald was upset by Steve Smith. Then Gretzky comes back. Gretzky with Krushelnyski. Over to Napier. Napier with the shot. Vernon out of the net to make the save. Vernon came out to challenge that time, as Grant Fuhrer did in the second period on Steve Bozak. Oh, they score! Oh, Steve Smith, in attempting to get it out of his own zone, put it in the net. At the side of the net, he was trying to pass it out, and it hit Grant Fuhrer, I believe, and went in.
Well, everybody's in a state of shock right now, and the Calgary bench, they couldn't believe it. Now, there's the puck stopped by Grant Fuhrer. Watch Smith. He comes out right in front of his net and tries to pass it through the middle. It hit Grant Fuhrer and goes in. Now, for a defenseman, there's so many safe plays you can make along the boards, carry it out, but not through the middle, off the left, back of the leg of Grant Fuhrer, and in the net. And McDonald gets credit for the goal.
Brian Lewis over at the Edmonton bench, and Lewis, as we said earlier, in a collision with Paul Coffey, and he was hurt, and he talks with Jim Poplinski. Let's take another look at that goal.
Well, we'll see what kind of an effect that will have on the Edmonton Oilers, but going through the middle is such a dangerous play, but that's an experience, or the inexperience with Smith.
Well, obviously, Brian Lewis is not going to be able to continue. They have talked to one of the supervisor of officials, John Ashley, and it looks as though Denny Morrell will be summoned to finish the game with 14:46 remaining in the third. Lanny McDonald gets credited with that goal at 5:14 of the third period. Gary, you said at the start of this game that breaks could determine the outcome. What a break for the Calgary Flames.
Especially when the Calgary Flame didn't even have to shoot the puck in the net. But coming up the middle, I mean, you talk about that all the time. It's such a dangerous play unless you're 100% sure. But you know, with Grant Fuhr out from his crease, that's exactly what took place. Hit his leg and in. But you know, Smythe had a lot of time. It's not as if he was under pressure, but he had plenty of time to make a play and took a very dangerous one, and it cost his team severely. And the fans, the players, everybody was in complete shock when that went in.
Well, they've made a change on that third Calgary goal. It's been credited to Perry Berezan because he was the one who shot it in. Perry Berezan, a couple of years back, was in Edmonton, an Edmonton native, watching the Oiler victory parade, thinking at the time how he would like to participate in a Stanley Cup victory parade. He may get that opportunity wearing the uniform of the Calgary Flames if they can go on to dethrone the defending Stanley Cup champions and go through the Campbell Conference Final against St. Louis and then into the Stanley Cup Final itself.
It has been a series that has featured tremendous goaltending. Mike Vernon, the rookie. His future in doubt whether he would play in the National Hockey League. And he has battled Grant Fuhr.
Well, we thought that Denny Morrell was going to replace Brian Lewis, but apparently Brian Lewis is going to be able to continue. Gary, what effect will that goal have on the Edmonton Oilers?
I think the delay will help them because it gives them a chance to recover. They were in a state of shock, and perhaps you start in the opening face-off by gambling, wanting to get it back in a hurry. Now they'll have a chance to think about what had happened and get their composure again. On the other hand, the Calgary Flames, they would have loved to have been able to continue immediately.
Well, will Steve Smythe be the GOAT of this Smythe Division Final? The rookie making a costly error in his own zone. And the Flames lead it by that 3-2 margin as Messier retreats into his own zone.
See, Don, while the game was tied, the Flames were carrying the puck to the Oilers, doing the job forechecking. Now that they have the lead, will they go back in their defensive shell or continue to apply a good, strong forechecking game?
Randy Gregg breaks out on the right side. Curry racing after it. McCowan gets there first. McCowan plays it up along the boards, but not out. Curry in the corner, back to the point. Gregg over to the other side. Low bangs it in back to the net for Messier. Messier trying to move out, having difficulty against Risebrough. Gets it to Curry. He couldn't get a shot away, and McInnes dumps it out. 14 minutes remaining in the third. 3-2. The Flames in front. Messier stopped at the line by McCowan. The Oilers have to move back into their own zone to regroup. Kevin Lowe for Randy Gregg. Yari Curry with Gretzky. Tried to get it into Gretzky. It was broken up by Jamie McCowan. McCowan manages to get it out to Joe Mullen. Mullen for Poplinski with Ottawa. 2-on-1. A shot just wide. Off the boards. Curry backhanded it down the ice. Reinhart is there to gather it in for Poplinski. He deflects it into the Edmonton zone. It's fired right back out. Flames try it again, but trapped inside the line offside was Joel Otto.
Joe Mullen was traded to Calgary February the 1st from St. Louis. The Blues were looking for some toughness. The Calgary Flames needed a sniper. Well, the Blues are in, and Joe Mullen would like to join the Final Four and meet his old teammate.
Bourgeois, Cavallini, and Beers. Three Calgary Flames who went to St. Louis. Johnson and Joe Mullen, the two players who came to the Calgary Flames. 13-12 left in the third. 3-2 the Flames in front. Lanny McDonald clearing the zone. Anderson trying to wind up, being bothered there by Berezan. Into the center ice area. Fired into the Calgary zone, and Reinhart goes back after it. Reinhart tried to get it out. It deflected off a stick and into the crowd.
Neil Sheehy mentioned this morning that the longer the series goes, the better chance we have. And the reason he made that comment was because the Oilers late in a game or in the third period, they will use possibly two lines, always getting their best players, where the Calgary Flames will use everybody. And the theory is that we're going to slow them down because the Oilers are a tired hockey club. We'll see if that theory is correct by Neil Sheehy.
Well, it's been a while since concern has been etched on the faces of the fans at Northlands Coliseum, but they're worried right now. Randy Gregg keeps it in at the point. Tried to dump it back to the net. Johnson was there to pick it up for the Flames. To Lube. Lube up along the boards for McCowan. He clears it. The Oilers try again. Napier in across the line for McTavish. A shot, it goes wide. Low at the point. Dumping it out. Picked up now by Bozak. He shoots it in. Stopped behind the net by Fuhr. Up along the boards for Low. Head to Hunter. Hunter in across the line for Napier. Napier flipping it high off the glass in the corner, and Otto has it. Ahead to Berezan. Lead pass for Poplinski. A shot off the side of the net. Back of the goal, Coffey. Gets it ahead for Tikkanen. Tikkanen. He was looking for Messier. Too far. Picked up by Reinhart. Now Joel Otto. Brings it in across the line. Otto with the shot. That goes off the leg. And Coffey plays it around in the boards. Reinhart manages to keep it in. Into the corner goes Charlie Huddy. Huddy to Messier. Messier to Tikkanen. Tikkanen across the line. Shot. Gets the rebound off the leg. Fired it wide. Tikkanen trying to center. It's on the back of the net. It bounces out front. And it's picked up by John Tonelli. Coach Bob Johnson of the Flames keeping those shifts short here in the third period. Tikkanen for Messier. Messier in across the line, slides it to the goal mouth. Vernon plays it to the corner with 11:03 left in the period. Kept in at the point by Randy Gregg. McInnes gets it in behind the net, out into the neutral zone. John Tonelli runs into a check there from Randy Gregg. The puck goes loose, and it's fired in by Tikkanen. Vernon again stops the back of the net. McInnes plays it around in the boards, kept in by Krushelnyski. Krushelnyski takes the bump, and the loose puck cleared by Berezan. Berezan racing after. Berezan going in against Gregg. And Gregg brings him down. No whistle on the play. And now there is, as Berezan is injured.
Right now, the wingers of the Calgary Flames will have a lot to say with the outcome of this game. They have to watch the slot. They have to pay attention to the defensemen. And a lot of times the puck is going to be shot around the boards, Don, and that's where they have to really be strong because they know that the Edmonton Oilers defensemen are going to be pinching in and making contact.
10:31, the time left. Ahead to Charlie Huddy. Huddy tried to shoot it in. It went off his stick over the glass.
Contact has been very prevalent in this series. There have been hits, good hits by every team. Tonelli, he has his head down on looking where how to control that puck, and Randy Gregg comes in and lowers the boom.
I can think of 4 really crushing body checks.
4?
How about 24? Fogelin on Suter. You had Low on Otto. Messier against Baxter, and then the hits by the Flames. Picked up in the corner by McInnes. McInnes for Lube. To Risebrow. Back to Lube. And across the line. He had difficulty controlling it. And the Oilers start back. Krushelnyski shooting it in. Vernon stops it back of the goal. Kept in at the point. Here's a shot. And sprawling to block it is Al McInnes as Huddy wound up for the slap shot.
Well, a giveaway by the Calgary Flames in their own zone. You know, if you have a second, just look around. You always, I mean, you can't always shoot that puck around the boards because you know that the defensemen are going to be coming in. Well, watch the play that Al McInnes makes here. Perfect timing, blocking the shot into the crowd. Notice where Huddy was in that play. He was at the face-off circle.
9:58 left in the game.
I don't have any fingernails left here. I don't know what you done.
We also say hello to the viewers in Eastern Canada who are enjoying the action on the Parliamentary Channel. Here's Kevin Lowe with a shot, and Vernon got a piece of that one. It's loose in the corner. Joe Mullen simply dumps it down the ice. Racing back after it is Lowe. He's being chased by Joel Otto. Back of the net to Randy Gregg. Up along the boards. They're unable to get it out. Joel Otto going off now. On the right side. McTavish. And across the line, it's offside.
Well, there was an example of how to protect the lead by going to the offense. Some good forechecking by Joel Otto. He just went in there grinding it out. Can't say enough about the work that Craig McTavish has done for the Edmonton Oilers Hockey Club this year. He certainly drew the raves of the coaches in the 2 games that were played in Calgary. The 3rd and the 5th game, he was outstanding.
Ben Sather says he was the best free agent signing in the NHL. Poked in across the line. Tikkanen couldn't get a stick on it as McCowan got there first. Loose in the corner. Now it's Lanny McDonald. Dumping it up along the boards to center ice. Coffey has it. Coffey long lead pass. Cross ice now for Tikkanen. He winds up a shot right on. As Vernon stood his ground. Kept in at the point by Tikkanen. Into the corner. Johnson trying to pick it up off the boards. Tonelli comes in to help out as well. And the veteran winger brings it out. A pass to Lanny McDonald. McDonald, long shot. Gloved by Grant Fuhr and picked up by Huddy. Huddy unable to move it out along the boards against Berezan. He tries again. McDonald steals it. McDonald circling in the corner, being bothered there by Messier. Messier gets it to Coffey, who breaks out. Here's a 3-on-2 for the Oilers on the right side for Curry. Curry in front and Coffey deflected back of the goal. Al McInnes dumping it up along the boards for Lanny McDonald. Tonelli trying to catch up with the play. McDonald taken in against the boards by Randy Gregg. And it's whistled down as they hold it there in the Edmonton zone. 8:15 is the time left if the Flames hang on. You think there'll be a bit of a reception at Calgary International Airport when they return home aboard that charter flight tonight? They had about 5,000 people there following their Saturday night victory. Lowe bangs it back of the goal. Gretzky feeds it behind his back. Gregg to Krushelnyski. He shoots it in. McInnes back of the goal. Loses it out front. Oh, Anderson almost converted it. Comes back to the line. Gregg is unable to keep it in. Here's a 3-on-1. Risebrow. Move going for the net. Risebrow out front. Saved by Fuhr. They get it again. And it's whistled down. As Fuhr robbed Bozak again as he was trying to dig that puck out and flip it up.
Now Doug Risebrow waited too long. He should have made the play a lot earlier, Don, and all of a sudden he ran out of the room. Bob Johnson talked about getting the breaks, and when you get that 3-on-1 and you're going to get breaks against the Edmonton Oilers, you have to capitalize. Some anxious moments in the Calgary zone as McInnes coughs up the puck. Anderson really didn't get good wood on it, control the puck, and then the 3-on-1 break. Now watch, Risebrow has it, finally, there's nowhere to go. But gets it in front. Look at that quickness of Grant Fuhr. He robbed Lube on that play. Referee Lewis lost sight of the puck, and that's when the whistle was blown. But an excellent opportunity. I think if they would have hit the trailer with a pass, it might be a 4-2 hockey game right now.
7:43 left in the third. Otto against Messier. From the face-off, Coffey plays it around the boards to Gretzky. Gretzky ahead to Huddy. Huddy looking for Coffey in the neutral zone, broken up by the Flames' Neil Sheehy, and it's fired back in by Calgary. Round the boards for Gretzky. He couldn't get it out, but Sheehy had problems controlling it. Fired back in. Now it's cleared. On the right side, picked up by McDonald. McDonald bumped there by Huddy. McDonald tried to one-hand it out in front. It went off the skate. Tonelli trying to dig it out. He's tied up. It's loose in the corner. The Oilers having difficulty here getting out of their own end against the persistent forechecking of the Flames. Oh! That one almost slid into the Calgary net out of the goal they scored against Grant Fuhr. face-off to the right of Vernon. Sheehy almost had that one deflect in behind Vernon as he had a little difficulty with Gretzky in back of the goal.
Well, we wondered how the Flames are going to play with the lead. Well, they have taken it to the Oilers. They're doing strong forechecking, going right after them, and they just haven't allowed the Oilers to get any kind of flow going. In fact, the Edmonton have a difficulty time getting out of their own end of the ice.
Series in which home ice has not been the advantage one usually thinks it would be. A shot by Lowe. Gregg just failed to deflect it. Napier takes the shot. That just went wide. Lowe at the point. Back of the goal now for McTavish to Napier. Napier bumped in against the boards by McCallum. Puck goes loose, and it is deflected out into the center ice area. McDonald has it. McDonald with a shot. Bounces off the leg. Risebrough gets it. Glove saved by Grant Fuhr.
Again, another opportunity for the Calgary Flames, and another great save by goaltender Grant Fuhr. It's the quickness of that glove hand just takes the puck away from a shot by Risebrough. Alain McDonald has played a magnificent game tonight. Is he ever grinding it out? Watch how the loose puck on a stop by Kevin Lowe comes right to Risebrough. And Grant Fuhr does it again.
6:22 now remaining. Craig McTavish favoring his arm as he sits on that Edmonton bench. Erzan gets the puck back to the line. It's knocked away by Curry just at the last moment. Paul Reinhart was able to deflect it away from him, or Curry may have had a breakaway. Gretzky at center ice. Coffey takes the pass and across the line. Coffey is spun around by Sheehy, and they clear it. The Oilers drive it in. Long shot, gloved by Vernon. Drop for Lube. Lube trying to get it out. Fails the first time. It's kicked into the corner for Gretzky. Gretzky back to the point. Coffey winds up. A shot deflected to the corner. Along the boards. Huddy pinching in, kept it in. Gretzky couldn't handle it. It goes loose at the side of the net. Erzan is knocked down, but plays it around on the boards. Coffey pinching in from the point, manages to keep it in. Now Tonelli takes Curry in against the boards, and there'll be another face-off in the Calgary zone.
Boy, that's tough hockey out there. I'm telling you, when you make contact, every single time that puck gets shot around the boards, you know the winger and the defenseman are going to collide. Erzan and Huddy quite upset with each other.
Tonelli and Curry are the two who went down to the ice. Those two were really bumping along the boards, trying to move that puck.
Now we've got 5:28 left, but who would have ever thought that the victory would result, if that score remains the way it is, on that deflection into your own end. And you can see the concern of Walter Gretzky not liking what has happened in this third period.
Well, Wayne Gretzky was quoted as saying, "We have never lost 3 playoff games in a row at home." They have lost the previous 2, or 2 of the 3, I should say.
Well, the Flames felt very confident. They mentioned this morning that, hey, the pressure's off us. We're not favored to win in here. All the pressure is on the Edmonton Oilers. And we just feel much more relaxed playing on the road than we do at home.
Well, no team in this series has been able to put together 2 wins in a row. And the Calgary Flames, who lost Game 6, lead this one by a score of 3-2 with now 5:16 left to play. Tikkanen starts out of his own zone. Tikkanen's pass bounces off Bozak, and the Oilers have to go back into their own zone to regroup. Again, good forechecking by the Flames, preventing the Oilers from getting out of their own zone. Now it's ahead to Tikkanen. Tikkanen drops it for Messier, rink wide for Randy Gregg. Back to Kevin Lowe. Kevin Lowe over to Messier. Back to Lowe. Lowe moving in, a shot. Saved by Vernon as he went high, then comes out of the net to play it. Whistle on the play, and there are going to be penalties. One from each side will be going off. With that pressure by the Edmonton Oilers looking for the tying goal.
And now you see Risebrough trying to get Messier off the ice. Well, that's the kind of call that you can expect here late in the third period, is player from each team. Glenn Anderson and Bozak will draw the penalties. And Bozak was really trying to draw a penalty. He just let Anderson take it to him. Look at the scuffle there in front with McInnes and Tikkanen. I mean, talk about a battle in front of that net. High sticks, elbows, roughing, gloves in the face, everything that could possibly take place.
That comes with 4:41 remaining. 3-2, the Flames lead the Oilers.
Remember the rule last year? On a penalty to each team, it would be 4-on-4. And that's where the Edmonton Oilers really used to excel. Well, that was eliminated this year. They will no longer play in that situation.
Anderson roughing, Bozak for holding. Ray Scapanello does a repair job to the ice just inside the Calgary blue line.
Well, on the Edmonton Oilers bench, the encouragement. Come on, somebody's got that big goal for us. Calgary, hey guys, 2 shifts apiece and we're winners.
The Oilers drive it in. Messier trying to pick it up off the boards, but Mullen got there first. He dumps it out. Joel Otto and Poplinski come in across the line. Poplinski works to the corner. He's bumped by McTavish. It goes loose. McTavish gets it again. Now McTavish starts out with Napier. Napier has it poked away by Reinhart. And Poplinski shoots it back into the Edmonton zone. 4:10 the time left in the third. As Coffey moves it out to McTavish. In across the line for Napier. Napier for Messier. He was tied up. It goes to the corner. Napier again taken in against the boards. John Tonelli trying to move it around. Intercepted by Messier. He fed it into the slot. Nobody there. And back comes Lanny McDonald. 3-on-2. Over to Tonelli. A shot. And Fuhrer makes the save. Huddy up along the boards for Napier. Huddy was hit by Tonelli back of the goal, and Huddy is hurt.
He took a solid check by rugged John Tonelli. Keep your eye behind the net as Tonelli will come in. Got the stick in the air. I don't know if he hit him with the stick or not, Don, but Tonelli is being attended to, or Huddy is being attended to right now by Peter Miller. And this delay is certainly going to favor the Calgary Flames because Johnson's only going to go with 2 lines and he's going to use key personnel. And we have the likes of Risebrough, Tonelli, and McDonald. You want them on the ice all the time, that experience. And not have tired hockey players out.
Well, Calgary has been making changes at that bench, restricting the shifts to about 30 seconds for each unit. And with Huddy off, the Oilers are really short-staffed back in the blue line because Fogelin is already out of the series. And since Steve Smith made that grievous error in his own zone that led to the third goal, he has not returned to the ice. Oh, almost a giveaway there by Jamie McCowan. Gretzky gets it out front. And it was deflected away by McInnes and batted down the ice.
Anxious moments for McCowan. He hesitated and almost cost his team the tying goal.
Hunter brings it down, stopped at the line. Colin Patterson gets it out to the neutral zone. The Oilers try it again. Hunter drives it in. Jamie McCowan picks it up in the corner ahead to Mullen. Mullen with Risebrough. 2-on-1 for the Flames to Risebrough, and it bounced over his stick. Mullen gets it again. Mullen bumped by Coffey. It goes loose in the corner. Curry has it. Curry unable to get out of his own zone against Mullen. Mullen doing a good job of forechecking. Now Curry gets it again with 2:33 remaining in the period. Gets it over to Gretzky, to McTavish, to Curry, and it bounces high off Brennan. Look at them, 6 of them jammed in front of that goal, and finally they knock it off the mooring.
Don, Mullen was was coming back. He wanted a change, and all the players on the bench were watching the play. You know, the guy that has to replace Mullen has to watch Mullen. When he comes close to the bench, somebody jumps on. I mean, they had a tired hockey player out there. Now, Mullen will be coming in late. He's waving at the bench, get me off. Nobody goes. He has to continue going into the Calgary zone. That's what I mean by paying attention, watching your change, not watching the game.
And look at that mob scene in front of the net as Glenn Sather glances at the clock. 2:25 remaining. Will the Edmonton Oilers be able to get the tying goal and try for a third Stanley Cup? Or will there be new champions in this 1986 season?
What impressed me this period by the Flames, once they've had the lead, when they went into the offensive zone, if there was nobody to pass it to, they hung on to it. They never gave that puck away and just caused a lot of face-offs in the Edmonton zone.
Peter Pocklington, the owner of the Oilers. He provided the team with a pep talk at the practice session prior to going to Calgary for Game 6, and the Oilers won that one. Huddy plays it back in the corner. Lanny McDonald off the boards and down the ice. Paul Coffey goes back, an icing call against Calgary. 2:05 left in the third.
Who's going to win the faceoff? Glenn Sather is saying, Bob Johnson, let's get our best faceoff men out there. The time will come. When do we remove Grant Fuhr in favor of that extra attacker? Wow.
Worried fans here at the Northlands Coliseum. Jubilant fans, I'm sure, looking in Calgary tonight, but very anxious as well over the final 2 minutes and 5 seconds as the Flames, long considered and also ran in the Smythe division, trying to shake the stigma of being a bit player to the Edmonton Oilers at playoff time. Messier will try and get that draw. Johnny Jackson trying to offer words of encouragement at the bench. From the face-off, McCowan gets an opening and he clears it. Muir is forced to make the save, so there's no icing on the play. Coffey off the boards, kept in by Colin Patterson. 1:50 the time left in the third. Messier works down in across the line, tried to split the defense. It was broken up by Mullen.
No chance of beating anybody because the Flames are all lined up at that blue line.
Here's a chance now for Anderson. It's offside.
So close. Gretzky talking to Scampanelli. He's not going to win that argument.
1:34 the time remaining. Grant Fuhr keeps looking over at that Edmonton bench. Many of the fans here at Northlands Coliseum can't believe what they have witnessed. They did not anticipate that the Calgary Flames could possibly come into this building and win 3 games. St. Louis has already advanced to the Campbell Conference Championship. They're waiting to determine what their travel plans will be. Edmonton or Calgary for Game 1 on Friday night. Here's Anderson in across the line. Anderson, high shot. Vernon got a piece of it. It goes back of the goal. Jamie McCowan along the boards for McDonald. He gets it out. 1:13 left. Loose puck at center ice. Gretzky for Anderson. Anderson to Randy Gregg and across the line. Curry dumps it to the corner. Fuhr's coming to the bench. The net is empty. Gretzky moving out front to Anderson. He couldn't control it. Bounces off to Nelly. Tonelli looking at that empty net. He lost his stick in the center ice area. Couldn't control it. McDonald brings it in. He's upset. Anderson starts back to Randy Gregg with Gretzky. Leaves it there for Gretzky. Gretzky at the line. Trying to slide it in. Anderson in front. Oh, and it just bounced away from Randy Gregg. A whistle on the play.
Why?
I'm not sure. 35 seconds remaining in the game.
At first I thought maybe the net had come off the magnets. That wasn't the case. But we'll have to get an explanation of why. Johnson can't believe it because the Flames are on a 3-on-2 break with Grant Fuhr sitting on the bench.
Bob Johnson showing all the emotion, all the tension associated with this situation, and there's going to be a penalty here. A bench minor, too many men on the ice against the Flames. "35 seconds remaining."
Well, there's 3 of them on the ice, and there's 3 more. No wonder they had a 3-on-2 break.
And a timeout has been called as well with 35 seconds remaining. The Oiler net is empty. Glenn Sather discussing what his team will do over these final 35 seconds. What do you think they might be attempting as Tim Hunter goes to the penalty box?
Well, first of all, Don, you've got to get the puck in the Calgary end of the ice and just out-muscle and outnumber the Calgary Flames when the puck is shot in. If they have 2 men in there, you have to have 3 and come up with that loose puck. Now, we know that the Flames have been sagging, so that means that the point men are going to be open. And if they do get the puck back on the point, instead of winding up to that slap shot, why not use some accuracy and just try to get the shot close to the net, around the net, because you know one thing, that the Oilers will have a lot of men converging on Vernon. But the Flames have been excellent in a penalty-killing way tonight. They have forced, they have disrupted any kind of flow that the Oilers have been able to get going.
Well, there will be 2 extra attackers out there for the Edmonton Oilers with 35 seconds remaining. And one thing the Flames will be able to do is ice the puck legally. Now, Grant Fuhr is going to take up a position halfway between the goal and the blue line. The face-off just inside the Calgary line. Risebrough will square off against Mark Messier. It's dropped, kept in by Coffey. Here comes Fuhr, over to Curry. Curry, he tried to go cross ice to Gretzky. It bounced away from him. I don't know why he didn't shoot it.
Well, he didn't make, even in the pass, it was so hard he wouldn't have been able to handle it anyway.
Long lead pass for Gretzky. 15 seconds left to Anderson. Anderson moving into the slot to Messier. He couldn't get a shot away. McInnes has the puck. Can't get it out against Gretzky. Gretzky looking in front for Coffey. It bounces to the side of the mesh with 4 seconds left.
Everybody standing up, not only on the Calgary bench, also the Edmonton bench. 4 seconds away from stopping the Edmonton Oilers for going to the hat trick, the Stanley Cup wins. Some of the crowd is starting to file out. If you ever wanted to win a face-off, as far as the Oilers are concerned, it's right now.
Coming off to the bench now, Jamie McCown along with Al McInnes. Lipinski goes out. Bob Johnson trying to get the right combination out there for the final 4 seconds. The Edmonton goal empty. The Flames on the verge of eliminating the Stanley Cup champions, gaining the respect of every hockey fan in the country with their performance throughout this series, and particularly here in Game 7.
I have to feel sorry for Smith. He's sitting on the bench. He had his hands over his head. He's been consoled by Kevin Lowe on a very tough break for the young rookie.
McTavish is out there. Anderson, Messier, Curry, and Gretzky. From the faceoff, Coffey takes a shot, and the Calgary Flames have done it. The Calgary Flames doing what many thought was impossible. An amalgam of hard work, discipline, determination, muscle, and speed. And they deserve what they have achieved, the dethroning of the Stanley Cup champions right here in Northlands Coliseum. Friday night, 7 o'clock at the Saddledome. Game 1 of the Campbell Conference Championship, the Flames and the St. Louis Blues.
Grant Fuhr beat Vernon in junior hockey. He was the outstanding player. Vernon returns the favor. Outstanding goaltending by both of them. Vernon and the Calgary Flames go on. But you're right, Don. When you win 3 games